¿Qué pasa, campeones? ¿Cómo estamos? Hoy os traigo un vídeo muy interesante. Os aviso, tened un poquito de tiempo para verlo, pero ojo porque trae cosas buenísimas. Vais a ver el estudio de DICE por dentro, vais a ver a Mr. Battelfield hablando bastante joven, vais a ver a los desarrolladores hablando, los chavales que probaban el juego entonces también hablan y dicen cómo se lo pasan en DICE, dentro de DICE. Vais a ver la zona de dentro, la zona de fuera. Están hablando de Battlefield 2142, esto es de un juego anterior, ¿vale? Pero vale la pena verlo, lo he rescatado y sobre todo lo he puesto con subtítulos de YouTube porque luego si lo veis en móvil, por lo menos a mí, nunca me deja traducirlo y te lo tienes que ver en inglés y no te enteras de la misa a la mitad. Así que chicos, espero que lo disfrutéis porque vale la pena.
Hi everyone, my name is Marcus Nilsson. I'm a senior producer for the Battlefield franchise. I'm going to take you for a studio tour around DICE offices in Stockholm, Sweden. Stockholm is the capital of Sweden, and this is also where our studio is situated. And if you follow me, I'll take you for the tour. Right here, you're in the part of the office where we actually let everyone go, but I'm going to take you straight to the heart of where we make games. What you see here is pretty much all the game awards that we won for different games throughout the years. Obviously, the Battlefield series is very heavily represented in this award shelf, if you want. If we look to the left, this is where we let people play the game. This is where people play now 2142. This is where the journalists comes when they play the game coming up to launch. This is where the clans come when they try out the game at the same time we're making the game, so we get the feedback in, we can make a better product for you guys. And these are very hectic days for us. We're literally weeks away from launching 2142, which we have very high hopes for. With the new Titan mode, with the new persistence, we think this game is going to rock. In all the BF titles that has ever been out, balance has been a really key core mechanic of the game. And in 2142, we're going to the future, so the weapons are not really that available to pick up in any shops. But would we have that possibility, like we had for BF2, then we have them all here. Some people might remember this from the Mech Army, Special Forces. From Euroforce, the French troops had this. At DICE, when it comes to balance, we're trying to do everything as perfect as we can. Constantly, we're talking about rock, paper, scissors, and how we want everything to be able to take out something, but also it can be taken out. So basically, the aim when making this game is you should never ever feel without any chance of surviving. It might be very, very hard for you sometimes, but there are ways. You need to be very creative, work as a team, join up in a squad, but when you do that, you have a chance almost against anything on the future battlefields. Jamil, one of the producers on BF2 as well, came over and said, so how would you like to be the lead designer on this new future Battlefield game? It didn't have a name. And we went into a meeting room, not unlike this one, and just started with, well, let's call it Battlefield 2142, because it kind of sets what we wanted. And then it was like the first thing we wrote about the game, and it's the name of the game.
Since basically everything before had been based on Second World War, it was Vietnam, contemporary war. We always picked our references from Discovery. I mean, the Battlefield franchise, I guess, has become known for its multiplayer game. We like to call it a sandbox gameplay, which means that there are vehicles all around and you can basically take any vehicle you see, drive around and do crazy things. Lots of things that we never planned for. But we started introducing unlocks to and the whole persistence system to make people go up in rank and feel that they got something more. But with the upcoming 2142, it's you've gone berserk.
We did actually just pick a number out of the air at the beginning and said, let's have 64 unlocks, which was quite a bit of work to think up 64 useful things.
That's how scientific we are here.
Yeah, 64.
64 or 128 or
yeah.
256.
It's funny we had to pick a kind of computer number rather than any kind of, you know, rational number any other person would pick. 50.
Not even
64.
programmers.
This is the M16 from BF2 without a clip. We were trying for a long time to design an underslung weapon that we could put with it. And in the end we ended up with this grenade where you can dial in the distance that you want it to explode at. Because we felt that would be kind of good if there was a guy behind a wall, for instance, you could then time it to fly over the wall and then explode on the other side and then shoot the guy. It was quite difficult to throw a grenade over there. That took a lot of thought to try and get to something that would be useful, yet wouldn't just be incredibly dangerous to everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, there's another balance thing. There's what, 42 unlocks or so. If you have that many combinations, it's trying to figure out, so if I arrange these like this, then is that going to be in balance versus this guy over here? And we've thought about it as much as we possibly can, but there's a fair chance that there's a really good combination out there that's going to win. So yeah, I'd like to thank everyone that did take part in the open beta. I'm sorry for all the crashes and stuff that you had to put up with, but it was a beta. They really helped us out. We got lots of information, and you guys helped to make the game be the polished experience that you'll be getting out of the box in just a few weeks' time. Watch out for the end of the movie. We put in a little special thank you for the people that did play the open beta. So good luck out there on the battlefield.
We love making games, and we like seeing the reaction from the community, and especially as we've released it, coming out to talking to people and seeing the feedback. Keep it coming, since we do listen.
So balance also applies to Titan mode in a very good fashion. We have the battle walkers, which are they're designed from the start to be really intimidating, make you feel really powerful when you're in them. At the same time though, as these are, you know, infantry killers almost, there are ways, very, very effective ways actually to take it out. And once you learn them, you will be more and more effective towards the battle walker, but at the same time the battle walker has defense towards that. So again, it's all about being smart, it's all about using all the skills and abilities that the game offers you, and 2142 offers you a lot of that.
I've been working on the game for about a year. I came in pretty early on the project, but there was a little bit going on there when I came in, and came in from the community. Actually, I worked on some previous Battlefield mods, and so I feel like I have a pretty good base with the community, and really helps bring that element, bring the community element even better into 2142. The experience of me as a player and of all the developers as a player has really helped us when we went to balance the game and bring the weapons and the vehicles in together, and the unlocks and the persistence system, and wrap it all up and kind of bring the rock paper scissors thing to a good level on 2142. We've got the future setting, and that's really nice because it allows us to do a lot of things that we didn't do before. We could make machine guns that are more accurate as you shoot, and we can do things like that. And really, the nice thing about it is when we do stuff like that, we can bring that in to balance things. So we can balance the machine gun versus the assault rifle by changing them up and doing things that maybe don't fit with the real life elements that we've been working with before. But since it's it's our ideas, and it lets us go beyond just reality, but we still wanted it to fit. So we went with like bullet weapons, and we went with things that feel good and are fun to shoot, and things that the player identifies with and still enjoys. 40 unlocks and the persistence system. We've really pushed Battlefield into a new realm that rewards the player who continues to play and who invests in his character. And then when we have all the unlocks, and you've got all these tools to use, being able to customize your kits and decide what tools you bring, and knowing what the other guy on the battlefield has, it brings a new strategic element to the game as well.
This year has been a struggle, but I mean, it was all worth it because we have a really great game.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Now we've got a solid player experience, and we owe a lot of that to the community and our fans, and support that they've helped through the beta process, and just through talking about the game. You know, we read what you guys are saying, and it helps us out, and we appreciate it.
Hi, my name's Roland Smedberg, and I'm the video director at DICE. I've been here for since 2001. I'm responsible for doing everything that motion pictures moves. So on 2142, I was responsible mainly for the intro movie, and all our trailers are out there. We also had a very big pitch at a big convention called E3 in LA, where we did a 360-degree movie, which was kind of cool because it just turns you around and you see Battlefield everywhere. Really cool. So that created a lot of buzz for us. So the backstory to Battlefield 2142 is this new ice age that descends on us in the year 2142. It takes 40 years basically, and then we have a new ice age. And try to get that into the intro movie. So you can see here the snow is coming down over the earth, covering Europe. And then we zoom in on the battlefields that are, you know, where we were playing, and we just see all the action going on different levels. And it basically is just a fight for Europe and or the south part of Europe and Africa. The only part that's still not covered by snow, that the only landmass available to humans. And that means a lot of humans on a very small compressed space. And that's a battle right there, 142.
The objective for each team is to take down the Titan, and there are two ways you can do that. Either by doing the assault, by flying up and attacking the core and taking that out, but you can only do that once you've taken down the shields. And you need the missile silos on the ground to do that. You can also use these missile silos to take out the whole Titan, even though it's going to take a lot longer to do so, since you need to protect was it up to 5 different points or 5 silos?
The fastest way to take out a Titan is to go for it, and also the design behind Titan mode is that we want people to do that. Titan mode is a very kind of we want to enhance team play, and the fact is actually if you pod yourself up alone on a defender Titan, you will not last very long. I don't care if you're the best BF2 player in the world, in 2142 you're not going to last on that Titan. What you need is a well-balanced squad with a medic, with support that could help you in your task to take down the Titan. You need to think in many layers. You need to think, you know, you have to go for the attacking part of the game, but you also need to defend your own Titan, as well as you need to think about the game in between for the missile silos. So in that perspective, it's pretty much like a chess game actually. It's very easy to understand. You need to take out that king on the chessboard, but at the same time in chess game you need to be able to think defensively and cover your own king, and meanwhile you have all these different pieces that you have to move around to do that, and that's pretty much what, you know, again we've been thinking about making Titan mode.
And then when assaulting a Titan, one of the incentives for soldiers to actually get up there and fight is you get bonus points for doing a frontal assault on the Titan. The pods in Titan mode are used mainly to get up and assaulting the Titan. We needed a way for the soldiers to get up and get inside the Titan without using the air transport. So we added the pods to the APCs. And these turn out to be perfect weapons as well, since landing with a pod on a tank or a walker or an air transport, you can take out that vehicle. And if you're lucky, it's going to be filled with enemy soldiers, so you get a lot of points that way. Also, there were some issues when it came in the first betas with the pods. You could reach far distances on the map, and that was one of the things that we had to tweak down, so they weren't becoming this kind of uber base jumping vehicle?
Hey, my name's Chris Benison. I'm a Canadian living in Stockholm and working at DICE. And I'm one of 2 video directors here. And talk a little bit about what it's like to be a virtual director within the game. So I have a pretty cool job in that I get to jump into the Battlefield world and create movies within there. We can direct soldiers, tanks, gunships, whatever you want, and we can shoot whatever we want. If we want to be 1,000 meters up in the sky and fly down in 2 seconds and be right at a soldier, we can do that. So once we have that scene recorded, we can go back in and fly around with a virtual camera and shoot from any angle we want. So that's pretty cool. So within the game, you can see some of my work with the Titan tutorial video, which is basically a walkthrough explaining how to recognize and destroy the enemy Titan.
We would like to talk a little about the persistence system for Battlefield 2142 and our thoughts behind it and what we try to achieve with it.
So in Battlefield 2142, we have 2 kinds of points that you can get. You can get the experience points and normal in-round points for, killing and healing and all the things we're used to in Battlefield 2, for example. The experience points you get by achieving awards. You can also get bonus points for example, doing good things to your squad. So you get a squad bonus point.
Yeah, and that's what Bjorn is mentioning is a way of how we would like to improve and encourage team play, since Battlefield franchise is a lot of team play. You can play alone, but if you play together with a good squad and you all play together and you all help each other, it's both more fun, but you also will be aware of in Battlefield 2142 that you actually will score more and faster, and that will help you unlock more stuff that will all help the team and also help the squad. Another interesting leaderboard, which I think will be one of the most used ones, is to be able to filter it out on dog tags, which we've seen during different testing, is that the dog tag seems to be a really good system. It's going to be interesting to see how it will play out there. We also wanted to expand upon the system of awards. Medals and badges and ribbons have been seen before, so we have wanted to add an extra dimension of those. First of all, we introduced the pins, which are, in art-wise, they are smaller. They are supposedly to be achievable multiple times, often. You get them for some more distinct skill-based things. Kill 5 people in a row, 5 headshots with a sniper, get 8 dog tags or similar, destroy certain objects on the maps. And with that, you get the small gratification of an extra experience points, which we also have worked into the old award system, where you, instead of just getting a nice art and a token of what you have achieved, you also now get the small appreciation of some extra points that's going to help you progress to your next rank, and in the end also help you with a new unlock, basically. The idea was also that we want to make it bigger. It should be bigger than what you can bring into the Battlefield. You should be able to customize it according to both of what you prefer to play on a longer scale, but also you never know, by having these lot of opportunities, you never know what the other guy is going to be. You see he's a sniper, but you're really not sure if he has the sniper rifle, or does he have the carbine that he will finish you off faster, or you meet the engineer, but will it be that he has the shotgun, you can take him out easier, or will he actually have something heavier that you will end up with? So it's by making it more random, you never know what you're going to end up meeting around the corner. So I think that's one of the new and biggest additions to the Battlefield franchise regarding persistence.
So, talking about the open beta for a while, the process that we employ here at DICE is that we have our live team with the community in charge, Colin Clark, who sits down and kind of feedback or goes through all the feedback coming in and presenting that to me and some other people in the design team. It's a really effective process, and we make sure that we listen to everything that comes in. We weight it towards what we already know, and then given that we buy into the idea, we try it out and we prototype it. So again, the process of getting the open beta out there, getting information from you guys, has proved to be really, really helpful for 2142 development.
What we're doing right now is going through the feedback that we gathered from the tuning beta. Overall, these are comments directly from players, from forums, from private messages, and from emails during the tuning beta, which we're reviewing to see how we can make changes in the game to make the release better. So we want to make sure that we don't make any changes or fail to make changes, because players have opinion, players play our game more than we do. And they're the best people to really give us advice on what they think is good, what they think is bad, and what we might need to change.
One of the great things that is coming out of the feedback from the tuning beta is not just bugs, but how people feel when they're playing the game and how they interact with the different situations that are presented to them, and which is where their experience is going to come from. And so we've really been able to use this to try and fine-tune certain areas, whereas designers, we think it would work great this way, but when it turns out that the public really would prefer to work maybe a little bit more this direction, and which is really great because we make the game for them. And so this tuning beta is giving us crucial feedback that we need to try and tailor the game to really give them the most enriching experience that they want. Another thing is when you play Battlefield, it's a battlefield literally, and the terrain is so vast that no matter how much testing you do, you're always maybe not going to drive over this particular area, or you'll end up missing this one particular point. But you know, the community is amazing at tactics, and where we wouldn't consider this would, you know, people aren't going to drive this way. They find, okay, this is absolutely the best point to get from point A to point B, and we're going to take this way. And then they notice that, okay, this vehicle is being damaged by the terrain at this location, and you know, it doesn't make for good gameplay. That is exactly the type of feedback we wanted and we got from the tuning beta, and we were able to find those places that we might not have been able to find.
We tried doing a beta for the last patch for BF2 that we released, and we really want to try to make betas more important. So with the latest patch, we released it as a beta and got the feedback from players. The biggest thing that we got from that was feedback on the game mode that we introduced. And we found that the players really did not like the way that we had originally gone with the game mode, and wanted us to keep roughly 20% of what we had actually implemented. So we went with that change, and players are loving the game mode now. So that really shows the value in putting a beta together, and it proved the worth of doing a beta for 2142, and we found the same feedback and the same value, the same impact that really lets us do a better job and has an easier time doing that job.
Okay, by now you've heard from all the important technical people. Now you're going to hear from the people who have the most fun with this job. We are the QA testers. My name is Kuda, and I'm a QA tester.
My name's Nathan, I'm the QA lead. We've been here about 6 months now, and it's been good so far.
Okay, I'm Alan. I'm also one of the testers here working at DICE. Believe it or not, it's not all fun and games for us. We do actually have to work and find bugs. The more bugs we find, the better the game experience is going to be for you guys at home.
I'm Dean, and we help the dev team set up playtests throughout the day and work alongside them, helping them reproduce bugs.
I'm Barry. I take over some of the early responsibilities with Nathan. I mainly involve, most of the stuff I do is end up encrypting the builds and transfer them to the UK so they can get a huge load of people testing it, which we can't obviously do here with only 7 of us.
Hi, my name's Dan. I've been testing the basic content of the vehicles in the game. That doesn't mean if anything's wrong with it, it's my fault. I've just been checking it's there.
Hi, my name's John. I'm also a member of the QA team. It's hard work, long hours, but this is where we come to chill.
One of the hardest things to get right is probably the weapon balance within the game. As we all know, if one team's weapons are outrageously unbalanced, then it can ruin the whole gameplay altogether. Luckily, we've got a pro guy here who works on the weapons, making sure they're tweaked just right. We have the really hard job of having to kill one another with the weapons just to make sure they're not overpowered and they don't need a giant nerf bat to fix them.
The persistence in this game is larger than BF2's, now with over 40 ranks and 60 medals. Medals range from the Halo ribbon all the way up to the Purple Heart, which John here will know all about.
Well, we've been working on this for months and months, and hopefully we've gotten rid of most of the bugs, all of the bugs, and we hope you like it.
My name is David. I work as head of audio here at DICE, coordinating sound and music for all projects we do at the studio. Now Henrik and Benze is going to tell you how we do sound design for Battlefield 2142.
I would say a big change was going to 44 kilohertz instead of 22 like in BF2, or at least most of the sounds in BF2 were 22 kilohertz, so that added like twice the quality. It's the small details that makes the future feeling. It's not all the guns still go boom, and but there are some small details like small twists, small electric engines and stuff like that that are mixed into the sound. So it's the small things that make the difference.
And as you said, the visuals have a big importance, since the big shield on the Titan, for example, if you shoot at that, it makes a futuristic sound. But even if the weapon itself doesn't sound futuristic, maybe in a sense the impact sound of it makes it feel more futuristic.
It was fun, but at the same time it was the hard part too. We had no boundaries, so we had to like define our sound and somehow like put some constraints so it wouldn't just go off in all different directions.
So when the gamer installs the game and starts playing, it should be like
he's actually there on the battlefield.
Making a fantastic musical score for Battlefield 2142 was really important for us. This time we searched broader, and the search ended with Gregor Narholz. And he did a fantastic job of taking the Battlefield theme into the future. And today we're gonna have him on the phone to get his view of the process of bringing Battlefield to the year 2142.
The conceptual ideas were developed basically at the very beginning when I talked with Marcus Nielsen and Steven Schnur about the general ideas, what they've been playing back and forth, and the time transition from 1942 to 2142, and how the future should sound, and we've been bouncing ideas back and forth, and then I got some visual arts of some of the levels and the landscapes, and those visuals were actually so powerful that it was actually quite easy to find the right musical pendant to go along with the storyline and the future. I hope that the music, when you listen to it, will catapult you into the future, into 2142, into the emotions and all the drama. Good luck on the battlefield.
Okay, so it's all coming to an end. I hope you enjoy watching this movie, but I hope you're going to enjoy playing the game even more. And I hope to see you out there on the future battlefield. Good luck.
Bueno, si lo habéis visto, me alegro porque lo habréis disfrutado muchísimo. Tengo que deciros que la calidad realmente no es buena, es un 360, aunque yo luego lo he grabado a 1080, pero bueno, creo que se puede disfrutar el vídeo perfectamente porque es el contenido que trae realmente lo interesante, ¿no? Bueno chicos, agradeceros a todos por ver el vídeo, agradecer a toda esta gente que me sigue tanto en Twitch con su suscripción y como miembro de YouTube, sois realmente increíbles. Dale a like si os ha gustado el vídeo, a la campanita para que os avise del contenido que voy poniendo y suscribiros al canal, a este humilde canal que vosotros lo hacéis grande. Vea camperuzos, nos vemos dentro de muy poco, mucho Battlefield, mucho competitivo.